Hi, welcome to Intern Success TV. We're here today in Westbourne Studios to interview the lovely entrepreneur and supermodel, Miss Caprice. Hi, how are you?
I'm good.
I just wanted to ask, how's business been going recently and what have you been up to?
Well, you know what, now I sort of see light at the end of the tunnel. You know, I've had a really good spring-summer phase 1, spring-summer phase 2, so since January. We've seen sales go up quite rapidly, actually. And new clients, I just signed on VHS and Lucy. And those are quite big accounts, you know, I'm going in store with VHS, so that's great. And just expanding the brand, you know, finally in America, they're kind of open to brands, you know, because for 2 years, everyone was just shut down. You know, they would cut their buys in half and they wouldn't take any new people on board, so it was hard. It was really hard, so now, good.
For those that don't know, obviously you've got your own brand called Caprice Lingerie.
Mm-hmm.
Where did the inspiration for that come from?
Oh goodness. Well, I'll tell you what happened. I mean, I started out modeling, and thank goodness that went really, really well. And you know, you get to a stage in your life where you have to be a little bit responsible and think, okay, you're in your 30s, what are you going to do now? Because in your 30s, my babe, you're over the hill as a model. I don't care, supermodel or regular model or whatever model, you know what I mean? So you really need to think responsibly. And I thought, oh goodness, what will everyone buy into? And I thought, well, underwear. I mean, gosh, you know, I've been modeling underwear forever and ever. So then started a business and now, you know, we've just come out of the worst economic disaster. You know, I started the business when the economy was I started the business, one season did phenomenal, so well that I couldn't facilitate the growth. You know, with cash flow, I had to go to the bank because I needed to pay for my products, and then I get paid 60 days after. So I had this gap, but this tremendous gap of, you know, we're not talking hundreds of thousands, we're talking millions here, you know. And so I went and I opened up a facility, and Barclays was really amazing to me. And all of a sudden, I just got slammed. I had to readjust my buys. Thank God I had some liquidity to fall back on, otherwise I wouldn't have a business right now. And I just had to readjust my whole module, you know, for the economy. I thought that we'd recover a bit faster, but we didn't. But you know what? Hey, thank God I'm here. I didn't have to bring on any equity partners, and I'm in great profit, guys.
So when you initially had the idea, what were the first steps you kind of took to get the ball rolling?
A lot of people ask me this, and it's funny in this country, me being American, we just don't even think about the repercussions. We just go. We're just aggressive. We have dreams and we just do it. You know, here people are a little bit more reserved. Oh my God, and you know, it's a very different mentality here. So I got the idea. Actually, I'll tell you the truth. I was thinking about, you know, what would everyone buy into, of course, underwear, and what do I need to do to start up the business. And initially, I did a license deal because I didn't know what the heck I was doing, going to Debenhams. Terry Green was CEO there, and I had this crazy idea. I said, I think you should do a license deal with me, a Caprice line. And he said, what? Because Kylie wasn't doing anything, Ellie Pearson, she was only doing Australia, she didn't know at that time. So this was a really new idea, and he was a little bit reluctant. And then, I mean, basically I guess I was to an Eskimo, so we went for it. And the first season was just phenomenal. And then the license deal kept going on for 4 years, and then I just thought, why am I making these guys so damn rich? I want to do it myself. And so that was it. I dove in. I put over $250,000 of my own money just to open the doors, but I didn't realize that you have to keep putting money in after that. So I just sort of learned as I went along, you know. So that's how it all happened.
Any tips for any young fashion designers out there trying to get their brand out?
Yes, I have a lot of tips actually. I would say put your ego in your back pocket. It depends if you want to be really commercial. If you want to be really commercial, you got to listen to your customers, because this was my biggest, this was a mistake. This was a huge mistake. My first 2 collections, I designed with what I liked and my inspiration. And I didn't pay attention to my customers. And a lot of the stuff they didn't like. And I almost lost my business there. So, as a designer, I mean, that first collection, yeah, you do a wide range of an assortment of different styles, and then see what sells, and pay attention. Every single week, I look at my sales figures, see what block works, what color works, what lace works really well. You know, you don't need to go out and spend hundreds of thousands of pounds on target market groups. Bollocks that. I'm sorry, listen to your customers. It's so simple.
Do you face any challenges as a supermodel and a woman going into business?
You know what? In America, it's different being a woman, but in this country, I have to tell you, it's still a man's world here. It was very, very difficult for me. And on top of that, you know, I was a model. Oh my goodness. I mean, this is a disaster all the way around, you know? And I remember calling up convincing Debenhams for me to buy back my license and for them to buy from me personally. And with Next, they didn't accept my calls. Can you imagine? I'm like, what's wrong with you? Are you gay? What's wrong with you? But yeah, they wouldn't accept my calls because they just didn't take me serious. So it was really, it was difficult in the initial stages. It really was. But you know, now I have it all on paper. So now, you know, I've gained the respect of the industry, but it's taken 4.5 years.
Do you have any examples of like business mistakes that you've made in the past that just to pass on to other people that you would encourage them never to do?
Yeah. I hired on people that didn't know what they were doing because they were cheaper. Yeah. Or they sort of knew what they were doing, but not really. They didn't have the experience. I would never do that again, ever. Also, goodness sakes, what I wouldn't do. I know there's loads of things. Also, in the initial stages, I was still doing a lot of TV, still doing a lot of modeling, and I let other people run my business, and I entrusted them. And that was a disaster. I lost a lot of money. I mean, thank God I had liquidity to fall back on, but I lost a lot of money because people, I mean, they were good, but it's not the same when it's your own money, you know? They don't dot the I's and cross the T's, you know? When it's your own money, your own, you work so hard for it, you know, you really look and look again and negotiate harder. Initially, I wasn't negotiating my cost prices as well. Now, nobody goes near that stuff, you know what I mean? I negotiate everything.